just go right into the meme coins because it's the title of the stream. Whoops. So here's the big one I've been telling you guys about. We positioned in this inside of the Discord for a bit now, and I started talking about it on stream recently. This is clearly a favorite to run on this leg up. Okay, it's PURR. Let me put this off of log mode. Okay, so here are your levels, very clear levels that are playing. From the lows in April, this puppy was down at 5 cents. We're already up at 27. That's a 5x. Okay, 5x off the lows just from right here. Up in here would have been 6x. Okay, 5 times 6 for those of you who can't do math. Okay, boom. So this is clear favorite. Why is this a clear favorite? Well, Hyperliquid is growing daily in terms of volume and user base. Hyperliquid being the decentralized exchange where you can trade perps, spot positions, etc. And so Hyperliquid dropped that HYPE token back in December, which absolutely ran to multi-billions of dollars. People got rich on that airdrop, etc. Great. So now that HYPE is at $10-11 billion market cap, and it's continuing to push higher, right? Continuing to be a favorite. Look at HYPE, which we've been talking about. We've been saying this. HYPE was down here middle of May. Less than a month later, from chewing through this supply, HYPE is already looking to make a breakout again with Bitcoin. So HYPE is the clear favorite, clear runner for this next leg up in terms of altcoins. Is it worthwhile to have a position in this? Yeah, if you can get a good entry, which is pretty much unlikely at this point just because the bid on it is so strong. It's just been straight up off of the lows. And now it's pushing again. Look at as soon as Bitcoin shows any kind of strength, look how HYPE moves. Bitcoin shows any strength, HYPE pumps. So you got to be cognizant of that. Okay, well, if this is the winner altcoin for this next leg up, this is clearly the most the favorite to get bid by big money because it's a multi-billion-dollar asset. Okay, and the user base is growing and the volume on the exchange is growing. So this token's only going to gain more value because it's going to be speculative in terms of how well the Hyperliquid exchange is going to do. So if the Hyperliquid exchange is doing better, the token's going to do better. Unlike Pump Fund said they want to drop a token. Yeah, Pump Fund is losing users, losing volume, losing timeshare, etc. It's not going to do as well as obviously this. Of course, it's not going to do as well. So this is running. So why are we invested in PURR? Why are we getting big positions in PURR? Because PURR is the beta. It's the meme coin to HYPE. That was also dropped by them. So if we go back to PURR, look at what PURR's up for today. So Hyperliquid's up 8%, 8.5%. PURR's up 21% today. 21%. That's beta. That's beta. That's true beta. That's what you want to see happen when you're holding these beta plays to the alpha. The alpha's performing well. Does the beta clearly trade correlated to the alpha and outperforms the alpha to the upside? Those are the two things that you need to look for whenever you're looking for a beta play. Does it correlate directly with the alpha asset? Does it outperform to the upside? Well, it's correlated. It's outperforming to the upside. So HYPE is only up 8%. Bitcoin's not even breaking the new all-time highs. PURR's already up 20%. Now imagine Bitcoin's ripping into price discovery. HYPE's ripping into price discovery, does a 2x, 3x. PURR's going to do what? 6x, 8x. Yes, I know it sounds like a lot, but that's just how they trade. So if you take a look here, it's respecting these levels very, very well. I've had these drawn out since here. So start accumulation, right? Up in here. Bought back in. We've been calling these out in the Discord on these moves. Caught the lows. You can see we clearly front ran this demand because that's how much of a bid is present for PURR. And so we keep getting stuffed at this supply zone right here. This little consolidation that we had right here. That's where we keep getting stuffed. So if Bitcoin doesn't make the breakout here, here's what's going to happen to PURR. You can see a reject, come back down into here, and then run whenever Bitcoin runs. This is a bid. Obviously, this is a bid, but you're not going to get this one again. It's too late for this. But those are bids right up in here. Okay, so right in here. Or if you get lucky enough to get this mid-range again, right here, So this mid-range, if you get lucky enough to get that where we bought it at, or loaded up extra at, then yeah, that's where you would bid, okay? Targets, just very conservative. That easily. That's not even all-time highs. So obviously we'll go past that. 2x back to all-time highs. Break to all-time highs. You're looking at almost a 3x from here. Okay. If you get a nice bid in here, yeah, 3.5x. Okay, it's not bad. You go in with some size, 3.5x, pretty comfortably. Soft toss, we're looking good. Realistic targets. This is what we want to look at. This is what we want to look at. Logarithmic, because it's gonna appreciate on an exponential scale. So yep, makes sense. So 3.5x, I would say, is the minimum. And then if you want to do this one, I think this one right here is realistic. Not I think, I know this is more than realistic. This would only be a 5.5x from current levels if you start buying. Almost a 7x if you get a nice entry. Okay, so that's where we're at with PURR. Why does this make sense? Well, because if PURR is clearly 2 or 3x leverage hype, so 18, 20, so let's call it a 3x leverage hype, okay, when things are really running. If it's a 3x leverage hype, hype's up 8%, PURR can go up from 20 to 24%, 3x, right? Well, hype is about to break new highs. Oh, there you go. Like, I'm giving you guys all the targets. Congrats. So if you get that entry on PURR, you're probably going to be like here on hype. So there's your 2x. So if it's a 3x for PURR, what would that be? 3x leverage on a 2x. It's a 6x. What did we just say on PURR? We would get what? A 6x. See how it's correlated? You see how they trade together? It's very correlated. The charts, it's incredible how they match up with each other because these fibs are independent of PURR's fibs. But if you draw the fibs on Hyperliquid and you get the confluence, the fib confluence right here, the 1.618 from the log, 2.618 from the linear. So this would be your target. It's a 2x, a little bit over a 2x. Like right in here is a 2x. Perfect. Look, it's exactly 2x. 3x leverage PURR, 2x times 3, 6x. What's the target on PURR? Would it make sense? Yeah, 6, 7x. So if we even do it from like here, yeah, 6.5x. You see how they trade correlated? So PURR is a fantastic beta. So I'm looking at around $1 for PURR. Minimum. That would be minimum.